Okay, so this is my kind of everyday um, makeup tutorial, like what I do on a everyday basis. So first off, I use NYX. It's called the Angel Veil Primer. Um, I've had this one for a while. In fact, it's probably not even good anymore. I mean, it still works, but I probably shouldn't be using it. I usually just take a foundation brush. I've been using the Morphe M444 brush to kind of like buff it into my skin. And as you can see, like when I do this, I do tapping motions, especially over like my pore areas, because if you tap it into where your pores are the most noticeable, then it works better than if you swipe, if that makes any sense. So I know it looks like a crazy person, but a lot of times then what I'll do just over the rest of the face where I don't need obviously that pore fillingness, I just kind of take and put all over the rest of my face. Okay. And I'm rough with myself. Like I'm not gentle with this makeup because this is a lot of times like I'm a cosmetologist. Um I believe that when you work in the beauty industry and you work with people, you should always look your best. And this is the way I do that. There was a little bit left over on my hand, so I just used that on my neck. Anyway, normally then what I will do is I go in with like a hydrating concealer, and this one is it's literally just called Amazing Concealer Hydrate. It's in the shade Ivory. I know it looks like a lipstick tube, but I got this on clearance at Ulta because I don't think the brand exists anymore, which of course is just my luck, you know. And if you'll ever notice, ooh, that's gonna be too much, whatever, that I'm looking behind, it's actually because there's a mirror behind, you know, my cell phone, which I'm recording this off of. Okay, so once you start looking like a crazy person, I normally then take a, just normal, flat foundation brush, clean, of course. Don't do this if it's not clean. And I just kind of do like patting, swiping motions. And I don't know why I always start with like the left side. I think it's because I'm left-handed that I always start with like the left side of my face to blend that out, and then like I'll go over to the opposite side. And see, you can see on camera, like, as this is happening, that, like, it's making me look more, I don't know, concealed. That's the word that I'm using. See, the problem is, like, a lot of times with hydrating stuff, because I do like drag and special effects makeup also. So a lot of times with like hydrating makeup, it's not good because especially with like special effects makeup, like it can make everything fall off your face. Like, you basically, well, not basically, you literally need to clean your face with rubbing alcohol to make sure all of the oils are gone. Because if there's any oil in your face whatsoever, the liquid latex is only going to stick on for maybe an hour, if even that. And see, this part might just kind of swipe and, clean, because I am trying to create a jaw. As you can see, I am a man of plus sizeness, so I need to be able to kind of create some definition to hide the fact that I've got a double chin. So, and a lot of times when I do it this way, now grant you, I like that when I'm doing like everyday natural makeup, that people look at it and they can't necessarily tell that I'm wearing makeup. It's not very obvious to them at all. So now I'm going to go in with the JS1 brush. It's the Jeffree Star Morphe collaboration, and it's the foundation brush. And I'm going to go into, it's a foundation powder by Milani, and it's in the shade Shell, because I'm light as shit. And this stuff still comes out kind of looking a little bit darker than expected. And then I kind of put this everywhere I did not put the concealer, because this is way too dark to put on top of the concealer. Like, you're just basically, darkening up the concealer, and for what? I mean, see, you can tell right now, like, what it's doing to my face. And this is the lightest shade that they have, or at least the lightest shade that they had at my local CVS. I live in a very small town, so I'm hoping at least. And you can notice that I'm like bringing it up because I'm trying to create more of like a square. So like square, square, well, square. Because it's going to help create the effect that I'm thinner than I actually am. Okay. And see how it's just kind of making, like, obviously this is not full coverage. It's not meant to be full coverage. But then what I like to do is after that, I take the JS2, the powder brush, and I take another foundation. This one is from Wet n Wild, the Photo Focus pressed powder compact. It's in the shade Tan Beige. So it's a foundation powder, and when I use this as like my contour, my bronzer, so to speak, because it's darker than my natural skin tone. It's darker than that foundation that I just put on, but it's not so dark that it's going to make me look like a crazy person. And I know what you're thinking. Like, I look like I'm moving quick. Well, it's because this is quick. Like, this is what I do before I get up and leave for work. Like, this is a 15-minute face? Even that. In fact, if I wasn't trying to explain what I'd be doing, I feel like I'd be able to get it done faster. But yeah. And it's completely done with powders, pretty much. besides the concealer. Now, I know you all are probably screaming at me, why haven't you set your concealer? I find with hydrating concealers, you have a little bit more playtime to set it. And I will show you also why I have decided not to go immediately in and set it. Then I take the same brush I've been using, pinch it like so, and then I just kind of like tan my nose a little bit. Again, it's not meant to look like the bronzer contour that you see with everybody else. It's supposed to make you look, well, not dead. Okay. And then what I do is I also use another Wet n Wild. It's their bronzer. You know, I'm sure you all seen it. If you've been, I don't know if you can see this or not, if you've ever been inside any drugstore, and this one is just called bronzer. Okay, good to know. So what you then do is I take a fluffy brush. This one's just a Sonia Kashuk, I believe, brush from Target. I got it on clearance. Not all the brushes are good. So, and a little trick, I always tap off my excess into the lid, so you're not wasting product. I go over my contour, I pick up that product that I put into the lid, that I had tapped off into the lid. That's why I think it's so funny when you see like these beauty gurus who are sitting there like tapping off into the air somewhere, and I'm just like, you're wasting product. Now this is a powdery product, like it likes to go everywhere, so pre-warning. But you see how it's not like necessarily, like it's warming up my face a little bit, but it's more just bringing life back into it. That's what I wanted to do. Just bring some life back into it. So that's why I like that one. Now, a lot of times what I will do is I will take the brush and see, there were no creases yet. I mean, there were, like, the makeup was, like, there's always creases underneath my eye, but the makeup wasn't settling into them yet. Like, I don't know if you can see that or not. Oh, this side it was, but then this side, my creases are heavier. Now, I do a highlighting with NYX's finishing powder in the shade Banana, which I know what you all are thinking, bitch, you are too white to be using banana powder. And normally I would agree with you, but this one is very light banana. I like to use brushes. And again, I'm still tapping the excess into the lid, so you can see all the powder that's collected there into the lid, and then I just pick it up when I feel like I need more. Probably has to go to the bathroom. We have a puppy, and that's my mom shouting about your purpur. That one's kind of powdery too. Now, you can let all this sit. What do I need? What do I need? Blush. Believe it or not, even with powders, I will bring just a little bit. I don't use anything crazy. So this is an e.l.f. Flawless Face Brush. And the blush I use is by Maybelline New York. It's one of their Fit Me blushes. And it's just called Coral. Now, but it's, I don't even know if you can tell what kind of color it is. Like, it's a very light, rosy beige color. Like, it's pretty. You know? And it's very buildable. You know, just kind of. And I take the opposite side that I didn't dip into it, and I can use that to kind of just shear it down a little bit. Or, obviously, your powder brush to calm that down. They're very buildable. And I like that about a blush. I don't like a blush where it's like you tap and it's like you've got this bright red cheek. That makes no sense to me at all. Okay, so let's see. Still kind of baking. I need to do brows. So brows are very simple, especially when you're a guy and you have a full brow like I do. Of course, now that I'm saying that, I can't find one of my brow pencils. Oh, there it is. As I almost went in with black. So most of the time, I just use brow pencil by eyelure, what's called number 20. It's medium brown, and I always start at like the outer edge, and I kind of do flicking motions because see what it's doing? I don't know if you can tell the difference between this side and this side, but let's see. And then what I'll do is we'll just kind of take the brush and use that to remove the excess makeup. Yeah, just like that. No need to look like a crazy person. Like I said, most people can't even tell that I have makeup on when I do this. But I do. Okay, trying to see. And everyone, ignore this patch on my eye as I'm like pointing out to you, like, ignore it, ignore it. I have eczema, and a lot of times it affects my hands, but once in a while I'll get like little patches on my face. Usually clears up within a couple days. Oh, and I wanted to show you this. I don't know if anyone else does this, but a lot of times what I'll do is I'll take the spoolie for my eyebrows, and I'll kind of use that to like whisk it through my lashes, if that makes sense. And I don't know if it actually deposits pigment or not. I just feel like it makes them slightly darker without actually using like mascara. You know what I'm saying? Although there is mascara that's for brunettes and stuff like that. Hold on 1 second. Around my nose never holds makeup. It's not the makeup, it's my nose. Okay. I think that's pretty much it. So I put on blush. Oh, highlighter. So a little trick for highlighter is a lot of times I use the bronzer, and that gives me kind of like a soft glow. If you feel like you need more, I can go in with the, what is it? JS4 brush. And what I do is, like, Maybelline has these blushed nudes, And this shade right here, if I can get this thing open, that shade right there makes the softest, watch, right? It's just so soft, and it brings color back to your skin. I mean, you could even mix it with the pinky one next to it if you wanted to. See, it's not anything crazy. It's just, and this is actually what I used to do back in the day, before there was, like, highlighters, is I used to take, like, shimmery shadows from eyeshadow palettes, and I used to use them to highlight, you know? There we go. And you can even use a little bit there, and a little bit just kind of there. Use everything. Then what I will do, first comes first. I use some kind of lip balm. Okay. And then I will either just leave it like that, or if I feel like I need a little tiny bit of color, NYX has a nice little butter gloss in the shade Fortune Cookie. Now, or you can use, actually, let me use Creme Brulee, because it just adds a little pink. And then what you can do, sorry, my lip drawer is over here. There's another one that goes really well on top of this. And watch me not find it now. It's Wet n Wild Bronze Berry. And I don't always do that, obviously. Most of the time, in fact, I just use, like, the lip balm. And then I have, of course, MAC Fix Plus right here in my vanity. So I then just use this to kind of lock in everything. This is also really good for refreshing your makeup throughout the day, so. And it's really good because it basically causes all the powders to look more like skin. And then I just take a fan and you get the point. That is my everyday makeup. If you all enjoyed this, leave a like, comment down below. Give me some thoughts of what more you'd like to see from me. And I'll see you hopefully on the next one. Bye.